Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is Kidlit Joy and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to talk about picture books about food and family. So there are a lot of books out there about food, about family and the connection between all of those things, and today we're going to talk about a small number of them because I could never create a complete list because I don't have time to read every picture book known to man, but these are some of my favorites that I've read over the last year or so. The idea for this particular list of recommendations came from two books that I absolutely adore. I think they're absolutely stunning books, and then it kind of spiraled from there with other books that I've read over the last little while. The first one being To Stir with Love by Kate Mildenhall and Jess Reckliff. It is the story of a grandmother and a grandchild making a cake together. There is a recipe for the cake that is made in the book in the back of the book, as well as a space to write down a family recipe as well. Again, building that connection between food and family. And we know that food and family is a really important theme because oftentimes food is what brings people together, whether they are your blood family or whether they are found family. And this book is gorgeous, it's stunning. It looks at the connection between grandparents and grandchildren. It also looks at as grandparents get older and they begin to forget things, there are some things that trigger memories for them, like cooking or baking or sharing those memories with their grandchildren. So it's a really, really lovely book. It's also beautifully illustrated and just wonderful. The second book is a book that I received towards the end of last year, which is Sundays Under the Lemon Tree by Julia Busuttil, Nishimura and Mayu Kim. This again is a really gorgeous book about a family's traditions on a Sunday and the making from scratch of a traditional cake and a feast that is shared with both family members and community members under their lemon tree. In this case, the youngest child of the family is finally the one who gets to help from start to finish the making of, the apple, lemon and ricotta cake. So it is the journey from start to finish based on the author's own family and their traditions of collecting all of the ingredients, working together with the parents and grandparents in the family to make this cake from scratch. And it is so delightful and beautiful and stunningly illustrated. Scribble Kids Books is known for having really bright pops of neon color in all of their books, and in this case it's the yellow. It's a really wonderful look at family traditions through the sharing of food. All right, then moving into a few other books. Some of them are more of an outlier than the others. There is Saturday is Pancake Day by Bernadette Green and Daniel Gray Barnett. This is about a Saturday morning with a family making pancakes for one of the other parents, supervised by a parent who maybe or maybe should not be in charge in the kitchen. It is delightful, fun, it's whimsical, it is a celebration of sometimes the chaos that comes with letting kids help in the kitchen, but the absolute joy it brings and the skills that kids learn by being helpers in the kitchen despite the mess. It is a wonderful book. There is How We Share Cake by Kim Hyo-eun and translated by Deborah Smith. This is a gorgeous book about a large family and what happens when there is cake in the family and how this is shared. How do we share and celebrate those treats as family? It is gorgeous and wonderful and a celebration of coming from a big family. There's 5 siblings in this family, so things do not always go to plan. Even though sometimes there might be squabbles, they're still family at the end of the day and they look out for one another. And I really love this metaphor through the sharing of a cake. The next book is very much kind of a picture book recipe book. It's wonderful. It is Lunch at 10 Pomegranate Street, a collection of recipes to share by Felicita Sala. And this book is just stunning. It's beautifully illustrated. And essentially it is a group of people who live in an apartment building, and we learn a little bit about each of our characters, and then there is a recipe that they would traditionally cook. So we have lots of different cultures represented, lots of different recipes, and ultimately a really big celebration at the end. So this is a really great found family kind of food bringing everyone together story. It is stunning. Then two that are kind of more food adjacent. Well, they are about food, but kind of the family stuff is a little bit implied. There is The Fishmonger and the Pastry Chef. This one is by Sophie, Masson and Cheryl Orsini. This one I read only very recently. It is about a young boy who schemes to bring his aunt and a man who works as the local fishmonger together and doesn't realize that they actually do have a history together. And these two characters have known each other. It is about the simple joys of food. One is a pastry chef, the other obviously works as a fishmonger, and how they come together in this story, brought together not only by family but by food. The next book doesn't feature family. In fact, the next books don't feature family, but they do feature food, and they are great for bringing parents and kids together to talk about food. I have Cheese by Felice Arena and Beatrice Cherokee. There's also Pasta, which I tried to find my copy of and I couldn't find it. This book is all about cheese, like the entire book. is about cheese. All the end papers feature cheese, and on each page you go through the range of cheeses that are available. It rhymes, it has great taste, it is absolutely stunning, and it's a really great way to talk about food with kids, and particularly with young kids. Cheese and also pasta, the other book, they're foods that little kids really like, so they love reading this. So fun to read out loud, and really great shared family experience, because then also you can match it to your favorite foods. And then finally is a series of books. I only happen to have 3 of them at the moment. I do want to get the rest of the books in this series. These are the Cook in a Book series, published by Phaidon and illustrated by Lotta Nieminen. And these are board books, but they're board books specifically because of the way that these books are constructed. These are essentially procedural texts. This is spaghetti, and you have all of the ingredients you need to make spaghetti and all of the tools that you need. And then you have the steps to make spaghetti. And then there are interactive elements throughout the book. So like you're pouring the olive oil into the book. It's so fun. This is one of my favorite pages with the pasta. Like you're putting the pasta into the pasta water and you pull the pasta down. So I love these. I think these are great. You can take out the fork and twirl the pasta. Like, it is hugely interactive. It's really great for procedural text, but it's also great if you are cooking with young kids as a family, because it's a recipe book, it's an interactive step-by-step book, and then you can actually do it and show them how it works. I also have the pizza version, which same thing. This one has textures like squishy dough. You can take out your pizza slice. And then I also have cake. And I believe that there is also pancakes, tacos, and cookies. I want to get all 3 of them, but also these are great for classrooms for procedural texts. So like sprinkles, hang on. Sprinkles. I can't remember how I found these, but I found them, and I think they're so wonderful. I think they're a really great way to bring families together and help create really great memories and experiences through food and cooking. So those are just a few recommendations about books that connect family and food. In the comments, I would love to know, have you read any of these? Are you planning on picking any of them up? Or do you have other recommendations? Please, please, please feel free to leave them down below, because I'm always looking for more. If you just want to let me know that you're here but you don't want to leave a comment, feel free to leave your favorite food emoji down below. Otherwise, I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.